and welcome to the Heart, Mind, and Voice Show. Hello, ladies.
Hello.
Hi, happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday, everyone. We're so excited to be on the show tonight. And we're also so excited because this is a very special show tonight. We're giving all praises and honors to whom? Our mother.
Mothers.
And ourselves too. Because we are mothers as well. Happy, happy, happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers across the globe and who are tuned in. We love you. We would not be here if it was not for you. And thank the
Yes.
Lord for you for birthing us. Some of us were beautiful angel little babies, and then you have those like Queen A. So we're so excited. Just joking, I have to throw that little jokey joke in there. We're so excited for tonight. Also, we want to give honor to a great month. Also, this is the month that they've set aside to acknowledge the Asian Pacific American heritage. So we definitely want to say Happy May month to you all. And
Yes.
this is a show where we show love to all mankind and
Yes.
where everyone is loved and beautiful in the sight of our Creator. So we love you. We hope that you enjoy your month. And now we are going to move on to the show. Are you ready, ladies?
I'm ready.
Yes,
And
definitely.
I keep saying we need to get our online audience, in the background.
I know, right?
The clapping hands.
The claps and the cheers, yeah, in the background. But I'm your girl, Shalonda, aka it's Happy Bill. We have Miss Kim, aka Series K. And we have Kenny, known as Miss Queen A. Hello, everyone. We're so welcome that you're tuned in tonight. So let's get on with the show. Now, ladies, this is a show that we have dedicated to our beautiful, special mothers. And so we're going to center our conversation around, everything that has to do with the mother. Which is like the what she's like the matriarch of the family, the mom.
Yes.
She holds it down.
Yes.
If it's not from her,
Yeah.
I just don't know. I really, really, really don't know. But let me first of all, I want to say, how was your week? Tell me something exciting. What happened exciting this week for any of you all? Did something exciting happen? Something good? Anything? Tell me.
It's always
Well,
something good going on. Go
Uh-huh.
ahead, Series K.
yeah.
Go ahead, Sirius K. Let us hear.
Anytime, you know what? Anytime I wake up in the morning, I get excited. This morning I woke up and I was so tired. You know how like you just kind of slide out of the bed on your knees. But this
Oh
morning
yeah,
I just kind of
yeah, I
laid back
do
and
that
I was
all
like,
the
oh,
time.
thank you, Jesus, for waking me up. You know what I'm saying? And I thought
Yes.
about it. I was like, it is so exciting just to wake up
Yeah,
and just the sunshine, just for the sun to show your face in the morning, it's such a blessing.
yeah,
So,
Yes.
and I am excited about Mother's Day and my kids taking me out to dinner tomorrow. Well, my son, I'm kind of a little upset about that. So he got to work because
oh,
he
you're
work
working.
every other
Oh,
weekend. This weekend he work. So
Oh,
but he texted me yesterday, sent me a sweet little text, love you, mom, and all this kind of stuff. But
oh.
anyway, I'm kind of bummed out, but it's okay. It's okay. He'll make it up. Boy, you better make it up. That's all I can say.
Ron, I hope you hear that. If you, wherever you're watching the show, you better make it up. What about you, Queen A? Tell me something
you know,
exciting.
it's been a really interesting week. But one thing I would say is, I mean, God is always good, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Although I told my son he doesn't have to go crazy because my son likes to make a special. He does. He likes to go all out for his mom, and I love that about him.
Oh, that's
Um,
sweet.
Yeah, so last year, like he took me to a drive-in movie theater. He took me, like we got something to eat. He brought me flowers, a whole strawberry shortcake, and I ate the whole damn thing. So, because I love it. So he just really went. He gave me money, so he really went all out. So I told him, listen, you don't have to do all of that. But I want to say this. This week, I want to is God is amazing because before when the opportunities was not showing up, now it's a flood of
Oh,
opportunities.
wow. Wow.
So what I do as a profession, I am a technical writer for IT. And when I tell you, I get opportunities offered to me every week since when I think maybe Shalom has month about a month, right?
Yeah,
About a
the
month.
last few months, honestly.
And two major offers came in. And when I tell you,
Uh,
just when things seem to go a certain way, God always shows up to let you know
yes.
He got you. So
Yes.
two major opportunities, and I just really want to thank God for that, because I tell you, like when nothing seemed like it was coming in, all of a sudden is a floodgate, and now you have
Yes.
choices to choose from. So God is awesome.
Well, that is
Yes, he is. That's a
wow.
blessing.
Yeah, yeah. That's good.
Good
That's
praise
good. Up
report.
and up.
Yes.
What's the Cardi B song? Up and I'm up and up.
Hey.
That song, that's really good. I've had a very interesting week myself. I've definitely had some coaching going on. I've done some coaching, and
Mhm.
isn't it amazing how when God has already set the universal laws in place of what goes around comes around, and you reap what you
Yes.
sow, and treat others like as you want to be treated. And I actually, I have clients that I coach and I had actually set up for myself to get some business coaching. And that was such a turnaround for me just this week alone, in my business. I won't say that I've aspired to be an entrepreneur totally. I don't know. I don't think so. You know how you have played with the thought, but not really just like
Mm-hmm.
dead set for it. Until maybe like a couple of years ago when we started one business, and then you know, it came back around again for the opportunity for me to start another one. Had no idea, and now that I've started it, and to see the opportunities that are coming forth, and to see how um, it was easy to set up the other one and to get it started, but noticing how a lot of things that I may have not put in place for that other one that I'm putting in place now, and it still seems just as easy. And when things are not
Mhm.
so complicated, you feel like you're on that right path, because and sometimes
Right.
things are complicated. It's not that you're on the wrong path.
Right.
Right.
To align, with that path. But it seems like things are just, falling in place. So I am just very grateful for that, and
Yes.
to see the opportunities that lies ahead and that are opening up. It's
Yes.
so exciting, amidst of everything else that's going on, in your life.
Yes.
So this has definitely been an interesting week for us all.
Yes.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yes, yes. So, well, let's get into some topics. Let's start off with our hot topic. So, since tonight we're dedicating this show to mothers, so we're going to be speaking on topics that will be centered around what our mother thinks about us, how much she loves us, how she holds and keeps the family, intact. One
Yeah.
particular show that I was watching, y'all all know the Red Table show. I'm sure you guys probably watch it, whenever you get a
Mhm.
chance.
Yes.
I saw the
Mm-hmm.
episode with some of the episode with when Willow was sharing with her mom. I think they wanted to delve deep off into the topic of polyamory, which is
Mm-hmm.
another, what do you want to say? Another sexual relationship type.
Right.
The sex keep coming up on this show.
But it's not what we're talking about, people. But to just shed some light on that. So she wanted to learn more about that, because I believe that's what she's chosen now for her life as of now.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying that that's how she's going to continue on, throughout her life, but that's what she is now. And so just trying to understand polyamory. Okay, so what is that, besides all the others? So,
Yeah.
it derived from Greek and Latin, the poly meaning more, and I mean many, I'm sorry. And then the amory, I think they got it from the Latin word amor, means love. So many loves. So the first thing that I thought of, because it's like a relationship where it's consensual intimacy between more than one partner. So, everybody has agreed with two other guys, or if you chose the same or whatever, and you guys are all okay. Y'all know each other, and
Mm-hmm.
y'all okay. So you have this relationship. And then I think also in that particular type of relationship, they have a hierarchy. So you have like the primary, the secondary, and then the what's the other one called? tertiary. I think it's called tertiary or something like that.
Uh-huh.
Tertiary or something. It's like the third in line.
Right. Mhm.
And so I'm just thinking about wow, but the one thing I thought of when I just listened to or just understood the Greek meaning, the root meaning of that word alone, polyamory, many loves. And I thought about the song, What the World Needs Now is Love. I'm like,
Yes.
so many people, if we could just get to the root of it all and that the love is the foundation of existence, for God so
Mm-hmm.
that he gave his only begotten son. So it's like the root of just everybody existing because we wouldn't be if he did not.
Right.
We wouldn't be. There would be no people, there would be no world. So to just think about that, I'm like, to me, it just sounds like people that are just hungry for love. And
Right.
however you get it. You guys tell me what you think.
Well, for one, she's still very young, so she's still exploring.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I have certainly explored when I was younger. So, I definitely understand somewhat. But I wanted, I love again astrology and delving into astrology, the world of astrology. So I was looking up just now her natal chart. So it says her sign is Scorpio.
Mm-hmm.
Her moon is in Capricorn.
Uh-huh.
Now, so when your moon again is in Capricorn, that means that you have some addictions, and you may deal with the dark side, not the sun side. Kim, when it's in your moon, yes. So when it's in, and then also Scorpio, again dealing with the dark side. So she's interested in what's going on in the deep, what's going on behind the scenes. She's interested to know about a world that not to say it doesn't exist, but not too many people are a part of. So she likes to delve into things that's kind of like taboo. And that's the Scorpio, things that are taboo, things that are like, overlooked by society, shunned by society. So it's very interesting that she's taking this path. But let me say this, her MC Aquarius. So, so she's very unique and eccentric in her ways. So she will go against society. She will go against the norm. She will go against what people want for her because she's kind of finding her own way. And I believe she will find her own way. But her path somewhat seems to be a bit spiritual. So she has to go through all these different cycles in her life to really learn the deep side of who she is, the dark side of her. And that's typically what we go through. And that's what our astrology chart tell us, the dark side to us, shadow side, which we keep going through the cycles until we learn how to handle the dark side and walk into the light. So I think she's still kind of dealing with that dark side of her. Now, it's not a bad thing. It's just exploring who you are in yourself and your identity and who you are in the world.
Yeah, that's true. What's your thought, Miss Kay?
I just think about the Smith family. They are not the traditional African American family. They believe in, let your kids be free spirited, go ahead and do as you will. And we accept you. Okay, you accept your kids no matter what, but they just kind of let them do whatever, like Jaden, I think he became an adult at 17, and moved away, got his own home, all this kind of stuff. And when I think about it, Willow, watching some of the past Red Table Talk, she kind of danced around it a little bit. She's always say, well, I just love everybody. I can see myself loving a woman. I mean, everybody. So I wasn't too surprised about this.
Right.
And then also think about the example of marriage that she had in the household. There were rumors that Will and Jada had an open relationship. I don't know how true that was, but we do know about the allegations between her and what's his name, Alcina, whatever his name was. I don't know. We know about that. So they were found it to be true. So, and she's against monogamy. She said monogamy irks her. So just looking at that, taking all that into consideration, I can kind of see why this girl went that way. Now, as a mother, I wouldn't agree with it,
Right.
but you know, you just kind of she's an adult, so I mean that's what she's choosing. I just pray that she's safe. She's being safe about it. She
Yeah.
say she is. I just pray that she's safe about it. I mean, I'm not just talking about sexually, but I'm talking about her feelings as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely I would not. I would not explore it. I mean, more power to them. Do what you do, but I'm monogamous. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I know some. What'd you say?
No, I just said I like my one love.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Listen, I live that life, and I don't agree with. Here she go. I don't agree with multiple partners at all. And for me, if you know, I can't do it. Like it's not maybe in the past when I was younger, but it's not even in me now to do it because I can't see giving myself to two or more men at the same time. You know, it's just like because you know, again, women are emotional. So if we are involving our emotions in this one person and then to go and have sex with another person, and I can't even imagine that. Like I watched Sister Wives. You ever saw that show, Sister Wives?
I haven't seen. Have you?
I saw it.
Yeah.
I watched it. They have some with white people or black people, and I'm like, and this one guy, he had about maybe 7 wives, and I'm like, so he had 7 days of the week he enters into the room with each of his wives. He had a day for each of his wives, and he had children with all of them. And then guess what? And the network was supporting him. That's how they got the big house and all of that because he put his life out there. But you know, it's like he categorizes women like, okay, this Monday is your night. Like she's Monday, she's Tuesday, and it's like, and you just have to sit there and wait until he go through all these women just to come into your bed chambers again. I'm like, no, that's not. Another show was with a black couple, and they wanted to live that life but never really done so. So they decided let's try it. It did not work with they tried with another woman, but for some reason it did not work. So they had this show, the show began, and they were showing how they were trying to get back into that world. And the woman got jealous. So the wife got jealous. So he had to talk to her, but then the wife felt like the other woman was not close to her. Like not saying she didn't want to be involved with the woman, but she felt like for me to have an understanding of it, for me to accept it, I have to have a relationship, like a friendship with this woman in order for her to engage with my husband. And I'm like, so I know someone who's in that world, and just listening to her, I'm not condoning. I don't like it, but I don't like to judge neither. To each his own. Somebody that's their world, they choose that. But when listen to her and how and like she's involved with a married man, and she is okay with him involving himself with her and multiple women. And she's like, hey, but as long as I can be like the master queen, right? Where I'm the one who comes first, I can accept it. Like,
Wow. Let me write something now. You just made me think of a reality show. But go ahead.
Oh, here she goes. Like 1,000 reality shows.
Talk about it.
But so she felt like in order for her to indulge in it and accept it, that she has to be like the number one. So she wants the sister wives or whatever she classified the other women as. She wants them to call her queen. So you can have my man, you can engage with him, you can have sex with him, you can do all of this, but as in this household, I am the queen.
It's amazing because that would seem like does she say what they classify their sexual what is it called? Sexual not identity, right? Or maybe is it? No. You have monogamy, you have LGBTQ, you have
polygamy though is not necessarily where you engage in the same sex. You're so say for instance if a man is
polygamy.
Right. So the man, right. So the man, he will have, it's just him, but he have multiple women, multiple wives.
But the other polyamory, okay, gotcha. Because they
But
can have
they're not-
polyamory, can have woman, man.
Yeah, polyamory is different.
Okay.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, I was trying to differentiate. Okay, let's see. Wait a minute, what's the difference here?
Where this
So
is
you
a
know
new
what I'm
school. The polyamory is new school.
Right. You know what? They may be engaged in other stuff we may not know about. They have a name
They
for
do.
everything.
Oh yeah, they do. They do because they have names
Yeah.
for. I just told you they go. What is a hierarchy? The
Mm-hmm.
primary, the queen,
Right.
or king, and then secondary, and then I can't pronounce that third name.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Tertiary.
Mhm.
But women seem like they cannot be the head. Like, in other words, where she can have multiple men. Can you imagine that? A woman, can you imagine yourself like having 7 different men of the week?
One is,
So it's not necessarily welcome, and having a woman be that way. It's typically the man. But what is that thing called? Dominatrix, like that. What is it called?
yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh yeah.
right, where a man might like that, like she can, as abuse, he likes to see her maybe engaging with another man or beating on her. So people do all type of stuff nowadays.
Well, in the polyamory relationship, the woman, the outside woman, say like you got a husband and a wife, and then the husband has a girlfriend or the wife has a boyfriend.
Mhm.
That boy and a girlfriend, they are allowed to see other people.
Yeah, they are allowed to see other people.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. So, and it has to be,
Yeah.
everybody has to be okay with it. Isn't that interesting? Like,
Yeah.
okay, hey, whatever floats your boat. So,
And
go ahead.
in a world where society is now becoming so open and free, I mean, people are like doing the most, and they just doing and trying. I mean, I can say I definitely try some stuff, but that just go to a whole nother level. And I couldn't even imagine myself, because I just
Mhm.
be with one man, and I don't want him with nobody else. We gonna fight, somebody touch my man stuff. So it's
Okay.
like I just want to be with him, and I want him just to want me. I can't even imagine my man wanting some other woman and then still look at me the same as he look at, because I feel like he's comparing, and I couldn't take it.
Right. Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
And then another thing, it makes me think about, it really does make me think about how they feel as far as their self-worth. Like, where does that come in? Your self-worth. Like, you're okay with this guy that you're madly in love with being with your friend. Because you guys are friends, y'all okay. So y'all are sharing this one particular guy. Isn't that's like, wow, I can't, the mind, like, you really have to open, I guess you really have to open up your mind to be able to understand that, because you just can't. And then if you can, it's like, well, no, it couldn't be me, and I guess, go ahead.
That's why I really love, I mean, we all spiritual here. And this is why and to me, astrology, numerology is very spiritual. And that's why when I do coaching, sometimes I love to pull a person astrology chart, because it kind of maps out your path. It tells your path in life. And it's just very interesting. Like, I started this book. I got to finish it, y'all. Keep me accountable, please. This book I've been writing for forever, called The Law of Identity. And exploring who you are as a person and what laws you set in place for your identity. Like, because we create these traditions, these beliefs about who we are, when it may not be so true. It's just what you're saying to yourself. So, in that is, I feel like she's still very young. She's still exploring. And again, I can just, I can tell you some stories when I was exploring, but it made me who I am today. So I feel like, and because she was in a household where it's very, very different from society, they believe in making them just explore, but you do got to put some boundaries on your children. And it's like, you got to, like, look, if you're going to do that, not in my household. So, so they learn how to grow up and not not feel like they can do whatever they want in their parents' household.
Yeah.
So that's just a whole nother topic or whatever. But her path again is very interesting, and she's learning a lot about who she is, especially having a Scorpio and Capricorn in her chart. So
Oh wow. Yeah.
she's very much interested in the dark side.
We can tell. But
Yeah.
just to put some emphasis on how supportive her mother was. But I will say this. I mean, this may be a surprise, but I'm a huge fan of Will and Jada, and I absolutely love them. And the thing that
I love them.
yeah, the thing that I love about them is their evolution of who they are, how they've evolved into this absolutely amazing woman and man, despite all of, we all have a history. We all have some,
Mm-hmm.
you get to open up my book, you would be like, oh God, to know the things that I've done, decisions I made. So, we all have a past, we all have a history, good and bad. And so, but I absolutely just love how they evolved. And did y'all see the post, Will Smith, Lord Jesus? I
Yes.
Did you see his body? Oh my God.
What did he say?
He was like,
He
what is
gained
it?
weight.
Yeah, dad bod. COVID weight. Transformation, I think in 90 days or something like that. 12.
Yes. I think we all on that transformation.
We're all on that transformation.
Yes.
We all trying to transform. But to your point, Happy Bill, when you were saying that a mother's love is very unconditional. It's nothing like a father love is different from a mother's love. And our children could do some stuff and we feel like we want to kill them, but still we love them as we will fight and kill for our child. And it's like, I'm not gonna say what they do, but it's like you still love them even when they make bad choices or choices that you feel doesn't fit into their life. Yeah. So and that's all a part of excuse me. That's all a part of celebrating, moms and a mom's love. And that's what I love, because not only the mother, but both of them as parents, Will and Jada, they represent true love and they love unconditional. It seems that way, which is why their marriage lasts so long.
Yeah. So. And they put, they even, I think for Jada, she was like divorced, although they did get there and they were like,
yeah, that's a good topic. He was a cougar, honey.
She was like, no. Like I said before, divorce is not an option. So what they do, they went and they figured it out. Good evening, guys.
Yeah.
Chuck E up 80. Good evening to you.
Yay.
For the show. So, but to just see her love and their love for one another and their love for their, children and her love when I was sitting there, first of all, just to watch the 3 generations is amazing in itself, so for her mom and her mom, Queen A, I believe said, or Sirius K, probably both, all of us, that she supported that you're young, you're still exploring. So have that space. Explore while you can. So it was like she was, kind of setting the pace that, you're young, you're exploring, and it's okay. It's okay if that's what you want to do right now. That's happy, that makes you happy. Then be happy. That's what matters. Your happiness. So, and I love that because it just made me think, wow, that's mom. Mom will see you through whatever. I don't care how weird, how far-fetched, how just, what are you, it's through it all, a mother, foundation that you need, to keep standing and be the best you. So she definitely, what you said, Queen A, she has that young lady has a lot going for her. And I really saw some things for her in her future, some bright things for her. She is just going through her journey. We all have a path that we have to take. And it's exciting to see her in her 30s. When she in her 30s and see, she will still be the same.
But you know what? I wish, as mother, say my son said he chose that path. I'd be like, Lord have mercy. But I would have no choice but to accept it because he's grown. My son is 25. Yeah. But it's like I will have to, I will want to give input in terms of the possible consequences. So
Yeah.
I don't know if she's done that, because when you're in that lifestyle of getting involved with different people, that's a, like you said, Sirius K, that's emotional. That could be some emotional hurt and
Yeah.
trauma.
And so,
But yeah, but
Mhm.
sometimes that's especially again when you have Scorpio prominent in your chart. The Scorpio is the death and the life. It represents death and life. So sometimes you have to take a like a complete fall in order for you
yeah.
to learn your lessons, in order for you to evolve spiritually and walk into it like a whole nother, light. And to me, Scorpios teaches us a lot. So
Yeah.
I could definitely see her like learning a lot of life lessons and teaching that universally to the world. So I believe her
Mhm.
path, and it's very interesting because her rising is Gemini. So she's definitely called to be a communicator to the world and a teacher, because rising, the Gemini rising is a teacher.
Oh
So
wow.
she's definitely called Kimmy. so so she's definitely called to teach and kind of teach the world some things. So it's very interesting to
Yeah.
see her path.
Yeah. Yeah. So best of luck and
I
wishes to
can't
you.
wait to see her come out on the other side of this.
Yeah. That's what I said. Just wait till 30 and see if she's
Mhm.
talking the same talk. So best of wishes, luck to you, Willow. You're a beautiful young lady with an amazing bright future ahead. So, and I just continue to lift up the red tabletop. Continue to watch it. I think it's a fabulous show. They do some amazing things. Jada, and y'all already know Jada, then they are not about the norm. So yes, you will get some outside of the box shows when it comes to them. And I absolutely love it. What am I, Queen A? An Aquarius. It's
Lord
what
Jesus, you are definitely out of the box. I'd be like, girl.
we're outside of the box. So let's move on and continue to
I'm like, why you always gotta be so outside of the box? Why you always gotta be so different?
absolutely, absolutely. That's what makes the world go round and round and round. So let's move on and continue to uplift our mothers on tonight. Let's talk about that beautiful word, submission. Oh, how we love to submit. Isn't that right, Queen A? Did you see that Series K? Lord have mercy. So
Yeah, I
You
saw
know
that.
what? I love to
Cricket.
compromise. I love to work in collaboration. I guess so there's a difference between submitting and what it depends on what we're talking about here.
we're
So we
talking
talk
about let's be clear. We're talking about the power of submission, a woman's will to allow order to prevail. So, mama or wife submitting. I mean, we can
Pastor,
talk about it in many different aspects because, of course, submission works in many, many various ways. So,
look, I'm scratching. I'm like,
let's talk about that wife and that mother aspect. Come on, Queen A, tell me what you got.
I
You probably gonna have to help her out.
look, I'm sorry. I'm like, I can.
I'm just listening. I'm listening right now.
You know what? Seriously, don't start. So you know what? Oh Lord, this is tough. I can't even admit it. I can be. It depends. I could definitely be submissive. But because I'm a very nurturing woman, but at the same time, I have a very strong personality. So seriously, don't be agreeing with me. so, and because of that, it's like yeah, I can be, but it depends on to what extent. Like, oh God, this is hard. Yeah, maybe I'm not, but but
Clearly, clearly.
but I so you know what? Because no, seriously, because submissiveness, because I do believe in what the Bible speaks about. And I believe that the man is the head of the household. And when my man say this is what we're gonna do, then I have to fall in line with that. Now, I would talk with him and say, well, with this or this or this. So it's important that it's important that we in collaboration together. But I can fall in line when my man say, this is what we're gonna do, because he's the leader, he's the head of the household.
I have a question. So let me just say this. That's a very good point. Oh, submission is such a good topic, and we're talking about the power of it and how women are to exude that capability of submitting. But let's just say, in a marriage, are we to? We do know what the Bible says, but we do know what the Bible says. If you know what I mean, we do know what the Bible says about that. So, just to let our Heart, Mind, and Voice fans know, should a woman submit to someone, or to the man, of course, to her husband that is not in alignment with God's will? Okay, that's for another show. But anyway, I mean, if she's living one way and he's living another way, meaning, most of the time, and this is more often than not, most of the time the woman is, more in touch with her spiritual side, since we brought up spirituality, than the man, than the husband. And so you may see her more dedicated to doing church work or spiritual work, and out in the community, versus him, where he's doing what most men do: work and come home and eat and watch TV. Mm-hmm. But maybe hang out with the fellas or whatever, do yard work. But the woman
That's
is really...
exactly why I said it depends. It depends.
Okay. So it depends. So if the woman is not being submissive, so should she come against him? Like, why shouldn't she fall up under his ram or up under his order? Why should she not?
Well, Series K is married. Let's hear Series K.
Come on, Series K. Help us out here.
Well, when it comes to submission as a wife, my thoughts are, you're assuming your role as a helpmate. Okay. Because you're trusting God, you're trusting your husband that he's following God, right? Yes. So you follow him, you follow his lead. He's the leader, he's the head of the household. Now, it is hard to submit to somebody who doesn't show themselves godly or trustworthy, right? Because submission is all about trust. So in a situation like that, you go to God in prayer. You say, okay, honey, that sounds really good. Let's go to God together in prayer. And you go and you pray about it. And then you wait on an answer from the Lord. Right. And now, okay, and then you to put another spin on it. So what if he is godly? Okay, you follow him and it doesn't work out. Whatever the plan is, you follow him, it doesn't work out. Now, then that's when you say, okay, honey, let's try my plan. Let's try it this way. But, you definitely don't want to say, well, hey, I told you so. I knew it wasn't going to work out. You definitely don't want to do that, but I trust, my husband, I trust him and I follow him, but we do a lot of compromising, because we know that, hey, you're better at this than I am. So I'll follow you on that. So we do that, but I trust him. So I have no problem with submitting to him. And I know, like with the word submission, a lot of people look at it negatively because they're thinking about like slave, I'm a slave, I'm doing whatever he say do. And that's not what submission means. You're just playing your role as the helpmate. And as the helpmate, that's what you do. Like women, we are more of seers, right? So we see things before they do most times. And some people call it intuition, but when you become more spiritual, that is your spirit of discernment that shows you these things. So as a helpmate, you're helping him see. So you go to him, you say, oh, honey, wait a minute, but that idea, but I see this, and this may happen. So, and if he don't listen to you and he go ahead with it, you go ahead, you follow him. It's going to be hard. It's going to be real hard, y'all. I'm telling you. It's going to be hard, but you do it.
You put that disclaimer, it's going to be real hard.
You got to trust God. He's going to turn that thing around. You got to trust that God is going to turn that thing around. And if he's a godly man and he believes in you, he'll trust you and then he'll follow your lead. So that's when he submits to you. It's about submitting one to another, not just the wife submitting to the husband. But again, we are his helpmate. So that's my thoughts on submission. I love submission. I'm all right with it.
Sirius K says something really powerful, and she just see that teacher, that Gemini rising, y'all. She broke it down because that is very powerful, seriously, because we all view it submission as weak. But submission comes when you're able to trust a person. Like when you can trust a person, you're able to follow their lead, you're able to listen. And one thing I want to say about men too is that what I had to learn is let a man be a man. Let him, sometimes like he may not want to follow your advice or listen, let him do so and just follow him along with that. Now it is hard, but also because we have to trust that may be the lesson that he needs to learn. If he fall or make a mistake, then he needs to learn, and that's where he trusts God more, and he trusts his wife more, because he say, okay, well, she was right. And most often they say, yeah, honey, you were right, when the women were right?
As always.
But again, when you have issues submitting, that comes from trust. And submission as well come again from knowing who you are, knowing who your identity is. And when you know who you are, you don't have no problem submitting to your significant other, to your spouse.
Yeah.
Yes.
We spoke a lot on that in a spiritual sense. Let's speak on it a little bit, because everybody, is maybe not consider themselves as spiritual. Not everybody, but there are people that don't consider themselves as spiritual. In a sense that how we consider ourselves as spiritual, and so, but you have, and I've met men and women that may not be so in tune with their spirituality, you know what I mean? And, but they are great people, a great woman and a great man. So a great wife and a great husband. So in a sense of what we can tell those individuals, we can, Sirius K, what she said as far as trust, we can go back. Okay, say y'all ain't got that spiritual side down yet. But if you can't trust him because he has been this great husband for the last 10, 15, or even 5 years, he haven't given you a reason not to, trust him, but you can put your trust in him and know that he's going to do what is best at most times for the family, because we are all allowed mistakes. We are human, very much flawed. So we're all allowed mistakes. So as long as that trust is in place, that is a part of submitting. That is a part of, okay, honey, so you think this is the right thing to do? Let's do this. Even when and I know this has happened, we can see clear as day that it's not going to work. But they are so strong on whatever decision or whatever oh no, honey, this is going to work. And you're looking like,
yeah,
no. But you're like, okay, because, and sometimes it's good to allow the man to be the man, and that's the thing about beautiful wives, beautiful mothers. They allow that husband to be the husband. They allow the kids to explore their talents, their gifts and talents, and see what they want to. Oh, I want to play the drums this year. Oh, I want to ballet this year. Oh, I want to run soccer and play soccer. I want to do this. And you're like, okay. You allow them to try it out, and do whatever it is that they do. But that trust factor is a main factor, as far as being able to submit. And we are, husband and wife are to submit to one another, husband is to trust and believe the wife just as much, because I think it's an equal playing field when it comes to husband and wife, knowing and understanding the family, knowing what the family needs. Compromise is equality. That's like, okay, so this is good what you're saying. This is also good what you're saying. So knowing that it's equal. It's an equal scale, not that, because when you do have that, I'm the head. So you're going to do what I say do, or I give the final say so. Now, how many of us are going to submit under that? Exactly.
Right.
So being able to know that, your judgment is just as good as, as mine. So, okay, honey, so we can agree on this. Because sometimes you may not just say, this is not going to work. We got to come up with something. Because that ain't going to work. Period.
It's funny because listening to that is, sometimes in relationships, like the ego gets in the way, right?
Oh,
And
Mhm.
I can say I had a big ego, and not now, but I had to learn because I had an issue with submitting to authority. And I because of my ego and my pride. So I had to go through several lessons and challenges to know how to get rid of that ego.
yeah.
And typically what happens is like the Bible talk about the woman or to the wife ought to respect her husband. But sometimes okay, so I can let me say so sometimes when like sake of a man ego is really big, it's hard to respect him when his ego is so is so large. But then the
Period.
woman, but this is very interesting because this is where because sometimes the roles can switch, right? Sometimes the woman can take on a more dominant role and sometimes
Right.
the man can take on the feminine role. Not to say he's gay or she's gay or whatever, but sometimes the
Right.
roles can reverse when you don't know your identity. So what happens is you begin to the ego clashing because now she's playing the dominant role where he's the man, so he's automatically gonna have a big ego. So now it's gonna be like a clash, and like egos is just in the way because she took on the role of a more dominant figure. And it's a lot to say behind that why a woman would take on a more dominant role in a relationship.
Yeah.
And that's if a man doesn't know who he is or he's not stepping up in the way that he should, then the woman naturally, especially Black women, naturally step up and become
Yeah.
that person. She becomes the man, the woman, because she had to step up and play the more dominant role. So
Yeah. Yeah. I've seen it
Yeah.
where when women step up and and play the more dominant role, and that is a very slippery so it really causes the family to begin to diminish, go down as far as because order gets out of place. When the woman is not meant, she's not created to take the more dominant role. A single mother's totally different. That's a whole totally different topic. Has nothing. Who are
Right.
you to single mom? Nobody
right.
but God. And hey,
Well, that's very interesting you said that because sometimes as a single woman, now Serious K, I know this is you were you were a single mom for some time.
I was
and
a serious single mom.
yes, that's right.
but sometimes like when a woman had to play a role for so long, she automatically become more dominant. So when she enters into a marriage or a relationship, is how do you so Serious K, how did you switch from being more dominant, playing both the man and the woman, into becoming more of a submissive wife, a wife who works, who know how to work it out with her husband? How did you do that?
Girl, that took much prayer and patience. I didn't pray for patience now, but I did pray, God, give me strength. Give me strength to do as you will, as you want me to. So, I mean, it took a lot of prayer, grinding my teeth, and, I'm
Listen,
serious.
ladies out there, married ladies are struggling. Listen.
Sometimes, you talk to God and you say, God, only you, it's because of you. I'm doing this, and he like, yeah, whatever. Don't threaten me. How you be like, God, because if it wasn't for you, I'm gonna do this because you said it.
Wow, that's
So
amazing.
it was definitely God leading me and just me just praying and then just following his lead and hey, and I just believed and I just trusted in the Lord, and
Wow.
followed my husband.
Wow.
Wow.
I've seen, an example, and I'm not just saying this because she's my mom, but speaking of Mother's Day, giving honor where honor is due. My mom and dad have been married for 46 years, and it has not been 46 years of bliss. And my dad, I can truly say, I'm sure he's not. My dad old school. He ain't watching this. My mom definitely because I make her. But anyway, but I have seen her she hasn't always been saved. You know, my mom got saved later in life, you know, found Jesus and been living for the Lord ever since later in life. And she has been a woman of just faith that you can't even put into words at time because like I said, 46 years it has not been bliss. My dad has done everything you can think of, everything you can name under the sun. You think about it, he's done it. Yeah, what you thinking right there, he's done it. So, you know, so, and for her, I've seen her just stay in a submissive role. Now, do I encourage that? You know, you teach his own. However, I've seen her stay in a submissive role, and I've seen how, you know, God has definitely blessed her life in so many ways. And she's one strong woman that I know. She's so strong because you think about, I can think about us that's on the show. I can think about other ladies that I know that would not stand for that. But my mom has stood the test of time through it all. I mean, she has stood the test of time, and you know, she's had her say in it, and she's blah 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 blah. You know, when you have disagreement, but just the strength behind there's strength behind submission. There is strength behind it. If you can just, you know, there's sometimes even when your husband is in order, is in alignment with God, he is still not going to make all the right decisions. He's still not going to make, that's the reality of it all. He's not going to make all the right decisions. He's not going to, you know, be this perfect husband or this perfect man every single day. He will get up. Did you know, I just hear Serious K say, I had to pray hard because they're not going to always do the right thing or say the right thing or be the best person. So
neither will we.
Right. No, we won't either. But when you can just admit, when you can do what God has required, really, because he said it's in his word, required you to submit, with that is strength behind that. You know, there is strength, there's humility, and humility is amazing. Humility raises you up. Believe it or not, when you humble, you rise. You know,
most people view humility as a weakness when it's really a strength.
It's really a strength.
It is.
Yeah, it's like, because like I know, like my personality, again, I do have a strong personality, but I am a very humble person. And sometimes people will take that as a weakness because, you know, I like you, right? Because I can be modest or humble, whatever. And people will really view it as a weakness until they see the other side. Like, wait. So,
until they see a queen, not Queen A, but a queen.
Okay. And, you know, it is so sad that, you know, we have to view it as that and take advantage of somebody's humbleness. And that requires, like, submissiveness is humbleness, and it requires true strength to be humble in front of another, to humble yourself to another. That requires a whole lot of strength because you have to close up your mouth and, you know, and then submit. And that submit is very, very powerful. You can submit to, you know, and you submit under authority, you submit to God, you submit to your husband. If he's in alignment, y'all, if he's in alignment. Because, you know, if a man is not in alignment, he will mess up the family. He will mess up that woman. He will mess up that child if he's not. And it sounds like a lot of pressure on the men, and it is.
Yeah, it's rightfully so. They're created.
Right. But you know, but that's why God created the woman as the helpmate, because she is to uplift him when he's going through it. She is to humble herself and love him and respect him as he climb, as he go through it. So and that's why.
Yes.
I was just gonna say, I look at the woman as the leveler of the family. You know, they have those things, these tools that when you're hanging up a picture and you can put the little leveler under it to make sure it's level. You know, because sometimes you know, but it can level the picture, and that's how a mother is. That's how a wife is. You know, in the home, she levels everything out. She come when there's chaos with the kids. She calms those little kids down. the husband come home and had a terrible day, and or maybe the kids are, about to get on his nerve, or she just makes everything calm, peaceful.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
that's all in it when it comes to a helpmate. And I've never been to one. I don't know, maybe you guys have, but I've been to retreats, marriage retreats, conferences, but I never heard them talk about as far as like the wife being how the wife, how she's to submit, and how the helpmate, like really going into defining what a helpmate is all about. The helpmate, the only thing that they'll shed light on, or only thing that somebody will talk about, is just the work part, bringing in finances, but they never go into the depths of what a helpmate is all about. Talk about a powerful conference, a powerful teaching. Let me write that down.
When you said something, Happy Bill, this came to mind. I heard a teaching a while ago, and it was about the story. Now, I'm not going to go too much into it because I know we know for time, but the story of Adam and Eve, and which is why the sin fell on the woman, especially in our community, because he was to play the more dominant role, the leader. And he stepped in as a role as the woman, because women, we like to blame sometimes, right? We become more emotional, where men are to be accountable, responsible. And with Eve, what happened was, when she had sinned and she bit the apple, and she came and she tempted her husband, and that's a whole other thing, y'all. So she tempted her husband. She tempted her husband, and he ate of the apple, right? There's some sex involved there, though, by the way. So he ate the apple. When he ate the apple, and God came looking for him, he blamed his wife. And this is what's been going on. And right. And it's like, and this is what typically happens in marriages. It's like, sometimes the man has to learn, because he became more of the feminine aspect of that relationship, because he didn't take accountability and become the head and say, you know what, I'm the head. I am responsible because I ate the apple. But he blamed her. He looked to her. So the roles were reversed and the identities were reversed. And because of it, it created a whole sin. So that's why relationships fail sometimes, because we still operate in an Adam and Eve mentality, where the roles are switched and reversed. And sometimes you got to know your identity. And it's so important. I mean, anybody in life have to take responsibility and accountability for what they do. But more so men, because they were placed as the head. So even when the woman makes the mistake, it is the job of the man. I know probably you're going to be like, no, I don't want to hear it. I can tell some men is like, oh, but it is the job of the man to be accountable, to take responsibility, because he's the head, because that's where alignment comes in. So we sometimes still in that Adam and Eve first. And that's why a lot of times relationships are failing. So that's a whole other teaching, y'all, but it's a very
That Adam and Eve saga. That is so true. So, the power of submission, hey, there's a lot to that. We praise the mothers, the wives for submitting across the land, to make sure that everything get accomplished, in the family and in the household. But let's flip the script a little bit and let's talk about the family bond. So getting through the crisis. So let's shed some light on that. When it's a crisis in the family, and I know for me, when there's a crisis in the family, if it's in now we're adults, of course, and our our parents or grandparents, now it's our children, and when we have a crisis in our immediate family, meaning you and your husband's and your kids' family, and not so much as where it includes, your mom or the grandparents or extended family, meaning siblings and cousins and all that. But just think that little immediate circle. I think that it is. I think it's good and it's important and it's necessary when the matriarch of the family, as well as the both parents, so the grandparents, when they can come, if there's like a disturbance, we can use an example. When there's a disturbance, in the family, something's going on, something's not right, and their children's lives, and they want to come. And I think it's good when they can provide wise counsel and not opinions, and not what you think or what you prefer or what you like, but more like
Mhm.
wise counsel, what is good in God's eye, or what is just noble and right. We ain't even got to do it. We ain't even got to put the spirituality in it. Just what is noble and right. I think when it's good, when they can step in, because let's just be real and honest. Moms, we grown, but we still go to our mothers if there's an issue in our life somewhere, and especially if it's dealing with relationship. We're
Yeah.
not to. We're to keep, our. If you go to premarital counseling, they tell you, to keep your issues between you and your husband, or you and your wife and God, and not to take it to the family, because that can cause even more of a crisis, or an
Mhm.
issue. But to just keep it. But when when they can come, when your parents can come to you and talk to you about the issue and give you wise counsel, not what they think or their opinion or what they prefer, but more like, well, give you stories, examples, well, this is what happened, or give you some biblical advice. That's the best advice. But everybody, like I say, is not spiritual. But just to give you, everybody can be wise. You don't have to be spiritual to be wise. The wisdom, stem from God. But there are people that have learned through life experiences. So, what do you guys think about that when it comes to, your parents providing wise counseling through a family crisis in your immediate family?
Well, as far as like when it comes to relationships and marriage and things like that, I think I would rather go to somebody that I know, that kind of like your mother and father, Happy Bill. If I wanted counsel on my marriage, I would go to someone in my family that's sort of like your mother. I would go to a woman that has been through some things, has seen some things, because I'm sure she would have some wise counsel. And just thinking about it, like if I, like me, I remember when I was younger, how like you going through things in a relationship, and you go to your mother and you tell your mother, and then later on, then you guys are getting along, and then you want to bring them around, and you want your mama to like them. I even told my
Right.
own daughter, I said, you have to be careful when you tell stuff to certain people, because
Yes.
then, especially, you don't say nothing unless you know you're done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
That's
Oh
saying?
right.
Because
yeah.
they'll be mad they'll give you advice, and then they'll be mad at that person, and here you come bring them around, then now you want to like them. Well, you told everything. So, you know, um,
Mhm.
but I would definitely go to somebody with some experience, somebody that's probably not going to be biased, and somebody that's going to offer wise counsel, and somebody that's not going to be, like I say, not biased, not just going to be on my side. And,
Mhm.
no, I mean, tell me the truth. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, just tell me so I can straighten it out. I don't like people like that. They just kind of like tell me what I want to hear. Tell me the truth. Tell me what's real.
Yeah.
That's going to help
Right.
me. That's going to help me be
Yeah.
a better person. It's going to help
Yeah.
me grow.
Right.
Um, yeah, I mean, you just got to go to the right people when it comes to your family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on it, Queen A?
Well, I just want to say to the guests, the audience, please stay tuned, stay on. We're gonna be ending soon. Again, like, share, subscribe to our Facebook, to our YouTube, and stay on because we may have a prize for you all. So stay on to the end. Again, we're gonna be ending very shortly. But when it comes to getting through crises, I I wouldn't so much speak to my family about it. I do have a aunt that's been married for years, so she can definitely tell me some things when it comes to marriage. But my family do have experiences, but I would more look to someone who have you know, because my family, they kind of ride or die. So I could be wrong. They'd be like, yeah, go kill him, go kill him.
Yeah.
So, so because of that, I know like I'm not even gonna say nothing because I'm gonna end up killing somebody. Look, she had every right to do it, and I could have been in the wrong. Totally
Right.
So because of that, I wouldn't, because again, my family's very ride or die. So I would go to someone who have a little bit more wisdom and kind of could like
Mhm.
set me on the right path, because sometimes I could just act a little crazy too. So set me on the right path and give me wise counsel, give me wisdom, know how to calm me down in a crisis so I can make, the right decisions and choices.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that's very true. And like the matriarch and the patriarch of the family, they are to be that, I would say, that stone, of the family. And when I know there's not many times, I don't know if you guys can think of a time, but well, speaking of that, I can't think of one, but not a matriarch of mine, but definitely one of them that will allow or step back and see the family fall down, crash, and burn. They should be those pillars of the family, because and not to say that it's their it's their duty, or they are meant to do this and do that. But definitely, if we understand the meanings of those words and what they represent, we will understand that they are to help us when we're out of line, to help us get back on that,
Mhm.
get on back on that path, and do the right
Yeah.
thing by ourselves as well as by our families. Family is created, it's instituted, and it was created by God, and it's a beautiful thing when family can bond and stick together and grow and produce family after family after family. Those lineage, heritage, those just those
Mhm.
generations. You know, can build legacies. But when
Mhm.
to me, it's like when that matriarch, when you just go back and think about when you missing the patriarch of the family, missing even the matriarch of the family, it definitely does something to it. Not by, a natural life, not by death. We all gonna die, one day. But just maybe they're just not where they need to be. And it's unfortunate, but that is definitely real, not where they need to be, or the patriarch is absent. It
Yeah.
shows in the family. It definitely puts a dent in the family, and it shows. So it's amazing how so many moms across the world, going back to mothers, can just keep it and hold it down for the families. And like I've had a Medea in my family, but she wasn't like my grandmother. My mom's mom was like super duper nice, and my dad mom, she wasn't as strict, or like, but Medea, can you imagine, like, if I don't know if Queen A or Sirius K, if you guys had a Medea in the family, like Medea representation,
There's always somebody in that family like that.
huh? What did you
It's
say?
always someone in the family that's like that.
Oh, really? Okay. So
Yeah.
ours was an aunt, like kind of like Tyler Perry. It was his aunt. And she was crazy. She did her thing, like she wasn't about to get into by nobody's church or anything like that. But she always taught what was right and what was wrong with the
Mhm.
individual.
Hi,
Always.
Mama Scott is on. Hi, Mama Scott.
I see, Miss Louise.
She joined us live.
You'll be watching. Isn't that beautiful?
Well, you
Well,
know what?
you
That's that she can be closing us out. Time to tribute to our grandma.
Okay, she's just in time.
I know, and I lost the poem. But anyway, so we just want to give shout outs to our mom, or a special dedication to our mom. I was going to read a poem, but I don't have the time now, ladies. Just keep it at that. I don't have the time now to read the poem. However, my mom is watching. I love you, mother. My mom, if I tell you, I don't know how long she's been watching it. And I didn't know. So y'all know, I ain't gonna try to say she's on, but y'all know I didn't know that she was on. But like I say, she's a woman of strength that I can't even put into words, because she have definitely stood the test of time. My mom is still beautiful. Although I couldn't find the best picture for his mom, but look at a hot mess. But those are pictures of our mothers. That is Sirius K mom, and then that is Queen A mom, and then my mother We love you. We would not be who
Yeah.
we are. You know what? She gonna make me start crying and mess
I
with my
had
makeup.
to.
Go ahead, Serious K.
No, I was just saying I threw my Medea in there, y'all. I had to because you talked about anybody had a Medea. She
Everybody.
got a gun. She probably had a gun on that right side of her chair. She didn't play. That was the real Medea. And like you said, Shalonda, she was that Medea that would tell you the truth and nothing but the truth. And that woman, she would not lie to you. She gonna tell you the truth, and she would tell you too. Ain't no
Yes.
sense in lying. Just tell the truth. But she was something else, baby. She didn't play no games. And she would give you her last and take anybody in. So
Oh
yeah, I had
God.
to throw it in there.
It was something about our grandmothers. That was your grandmother, Serious K?
Yes, my grandmother.
You know, something about grandmothers is just amazing. And my mom, she has gave me life. God bless her. And it's like, but the grandmothers, not to negate the mothers, but the grandmothers done so much and they were prominent in our lives. So I definitely want to give a contribute to my mom, to my grandmothers, because they prayed me through some things, y'all.
Yeah.
But also my stepmother. She played a major role in my life. And at times my mother wasn't there. My stepmother stepped up in amazing ways and she took me on as if I was her actual daughter. So because of that, I am ever grateful to her. And also to my spiritual mothers. I definitely want to acknowledge them. Pastor Deborah Jordan and also Martika Jenkins in the church that I attend here in Georgia. So, they are very special and unique and they contribute to the world in so many ways. They have contributed to my life in so many ways. So, and all my aunts that has been there for me, my cousins, they've been mothers in my life. I definitely want to acknowledge them. They've been blessing after blessing after blessing. And happy Mother's Day. And to all of you that's out there, happy Mother's Day.
Yes, and I gotta say happy Mother's Day to my mother. Okay, because I can't leave her out. You know I can't. So I have to say happy Mother's Day to my mother. So now she is the matriarch. She's stepping up like the matriarch. She is keeping the family together. This lady, I'm telling you, if you need anything, honey, she would throw those shoes on and run out the door like you're dying. You're like, Mama, you didn't have to run. Like, hold on. But I have seen her be there for people like nobody else. I mean, I'm just going to give y'all one example. One of my uncles, he was sick back in Louisiana, and she was here with her husband. He was sick. Mama got her stuff and moved back home with my uncle for 3 months, left her husband here, was like, listen, my brother's sick. I got to go take care of my brother. And he like, well, okay. God rest his soul. He passed away and Mama came back. And then one of my other uncles was sick. She was there with him through the whole way. I mean, she is there all the time. And whenever I need a listening ear, she's there. She answers the phone. She picks up, Mama, I need this. Okay, I'm on my way. When? What time? What you need? She is on her way. She is ride or die. So happy Mother's Day, Mother. I love you. I love you for everything you do. I love you for always being there, always listening. I love you.
Yes. Happy
Mother's Day to y'all
too. And happy Mother's Day again to my mom. She's definitely the matriarch of our family. When I tell you, strength she talks about, I remind her of her mom because her mom, my grandmother, was amazing. She was the Medea side, and she took nobody's side. She wasn't the rowdy Medea side, but she was the peacemaker Medea, where my grandmother took nobody. I don't care if you was her child, you was her grandchild. If you were wrong, she would tell you were wrong. And I believe I got that part because I'm like that. Love you to death, but I will tell you if you're wrong. I may not say it in front of that person because I ain't gonna let nobody hurt my loved one, friend or family. But
Happy Bill almost got me arrested, y'all. So sometimes, so she tell you the truth, but look, she ride or die too. So she is I'm not gonna get into the story, but she almost got me arrested.
I am ride or die, But my mom is like that. My mom, she would tell me I'm wrong, but she still ride or die, and that's who you want. They would tell you that you are wrong, but they're not going to leave your side. They're going to support you 100% the right way, And I do that with everything. So Happy Mother's Day, Mom. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers that we're displaying. Queen A,
Yeah.
Series K, love all of your mothers. And happy Mother's Day to you all.
Happy Mother's Day, ladies.
Woo-hoo. So, you know, it's all about us. So it's all about us. I
Yeah.
just love that. It's all about us. So for our amazing audience out there, our fans, our HMV fans, we love you. For all the mothers that are watching, happy Mother's Day to you across the globe, to every single mother that is tuning in. And we hope and pray that you will have a blessed weekend and day, that love will flourish in all sorts of ways, that your kids will just put you on the mountaintop, and the husband too, and let it be all about you. And we want one special mother to please, should I do the numbers or should I do the email? What should I do, y'all? We have a special treat for a special mother. We want you guys to type into the chat, type in a number. Gonna do the numbers. Y'all wouldn't even tell me. Wow, got my back.
I was gonna say colors.
Type in a favorite color. Now, y'all know my favorite color. Oh my God, my mom is in it. I think she knows my favorite.
You can't do your favorite color.
Exactly.
And a color. I have a favorite color. I would say there are 3 colors that. This is a real good hint.
Well, your mom is there, so she knows your color.
Well, I don't know if she knows my favorite color. I don't know, but we'll find out. But there are 3 colors. There's 3 colors that are blending together, and they represent unity. 3 colors represent unity. So I want someone to type in those 3 colors that represent nationwide unity. 3 colors that represent nationwide unity.
Let me look it up.
Okay, really? Type in those colors. We have something very special for a mother out there, but there's 3 colors that represent nationwide unity. The U.S. nationwide unity.
The
U.S. 3 colors. Series K, you know what I'm talking about?
I think I do.
Okay, so the U.S. nationwide unity.
Red, blue, and white.
I was just typing in the the private chat.
She didn't look it up and put.
I didn't look it up. I just said it. I thought you was gonna make up some colors.
Oh my God. Anyway, we love you guys. If you guys put some colors in the chat, we will reach out to you. We got your Facebook page. We will message you and reach out to you. We love you. We hope that you all have a wonderful, blessed, happy Mother's Day. And for the guys, your day coming up. Hold on. But for everyone else, have a blessed and wonderful Sunday. Yeah, go ahead.
Before you end, I want to say this to those who have, I know several people who have lost their moms. So if you have lost your mom, we want to wish you this. We want to wish you strength, joy, and love, and know that God is shining down. I'm sure that person is shining down. And just spend some time and enjoying the day with family and friends, so you feel loved, supported, and strengthened. And again, we want to commend those who have been strengthened from the time of your loss.
Absolutely. Amen. We love you all. Have a good night. See you next
Good night.
week.